Magandang araw po sa inyo lahat. Ako po si Christian Esguera and welcome po sa ating pinakabagong episode dito po sa ating Facts First Convos. We are recording this days before the May 12, 2025 midterm elections at ang makakasama po natin ay isang batikang komentarista, ekonomista at profesor. I'd like to welcome again to our program si Maring Winnie Munsod. Hi po.
Thank you. Good evening.
Or
good evening or good morning or good afternoon.
Good day.
Oo.
Whatever.
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. And I am so glad na you're asking me for my opinion the days before election because I am so anxious to reach the Filipino people.
Yun precisely ang reason. That's why I reached out to you, Ma'am Winnie, because I wanted the viewers to know what you're thinking, how you see these upcoming elections, basically.
Okay. And what do you call that? Bato-bato sa langit, matamaan, wag magalit.
Okay lang.
Okay? Okay.
Well-deserved naman yan pag tinamaan. So yun basically, days before the elections. And how do you see this upcoming elections?
Well, it's clear that the choices that are in front of the people, or at least the choices that the people seem to like, are absolutely not my choices at all. The first 12, andyan dyan na may dynasty dyan. Merong corrupt. It's not as if people don't know it, but they know it. They're corrupt. Meron dyan talagang nagsinungaling sa mga tao. And yet, ando doon sila, hindi ko alam kung bakit.
Were you even surprised? Parang every election cycle, ganun po eh. We're talking about the senatorial election.
Yeah, well, I would have thought that, the millennials, whatever you call the young people now.
The Gen Z.
They would be a little bit more discriminating, more sensitive to what is happening. But it's not. So I really think ang problema is there must be talagang a campaign to the people to show that what is happening in the Senate or kung ano ang nangyayari sa Senado, sila ay apektado dyan eh. Kaya kung yung mga tao who are members of the Senate, ay mga taong concentrated lang sa kanilang ambitions, walang mangyayari sa Pilipinas. Tell you what, I feel that there is a disconnect between what the people think of when they're voting for the Senate, and there is a disconnect between how they're voting for the Senate and how the Senate is affecting their lives. Hindi nila kinoconnect yung kung anong nangyayari sa Senado or ano nangyayari sa political officialdom and their lives. For example, I have read so many studies. I've studied corruption kasi eh. Sinasabi nila that corruption is connected to infant mortality rates, low GDP growth, all these things. And yet, mga botante natin, they still vote for those who are corrupt. Ano bang nangyayari? And I was trying to think, why is it that ang mga Pilipino, or, obviously from the surveys, they tend to vote for the corrupt. Don't they see the relationship between what is happening in officialdom and what is happening to their lives? Studies show corruption is associated with our transport situation, our health situation, our education situation. And yet, ayan, binoboto pa nila. Is it because binabayaran sila magboto? So that means the people who are poor prefer to get today, what's happening, my 500 pesos or my 1,000 pesos, and they forget that in the long run, they lose so much. And talagang malaki ang nawawala sa kanila. So, unless the people see that connection, and whose fault is it that they do not see the connection? It's ours.
Yeah.
It's the journalists, the media, who fail to
Establish the connection.
establish the
and make
connection.
people realize.
So that talagang, andiyan dyan mo, you cannot help but see it. And that's what has to be done. Until that's done, we're going to have top 12 na Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
You seem so frustrated, pero kumpara sa ibang elections, are you even more frustrated about the likely winners sa senatorial election?
Kasi, ang tanda-tanda ko na, no? I've been through all these elections. Kayo, mga bata pa kayo, you've gone through so few elections. And I see that the lesson is not learned. Or if it is learned, kaagad nakakalimutan. But, the Philippines is my country, so I will stick with it until the day I die.
So, you mentioned corruption, no? This has been the theme of your
Always.
commentaries, always, no?
Always.
So you see corruption as a top issue, topmost issue.
My God, tingnan mo na lang, starting from the amount of revenues that the government gets from taxes. We should get more, and yet we get less. Why? Corruption. And then these expenditures that the government does. We should be giving more for education, giving more for health, etc.
Social services.
But it does not happen. Why? Corruption. The Congress is getting their pork barrel. The Senate is part of that pork barrel. There are a few senators who don't get pork barrel. And that's why, excuse me. I'm sorry. I forgot. Si Ping Lacson is one of the top 12 that I will probably vote for.
And he never accepted yung pork
Yes,
barrel niya.
if only for that. If only for that.
So nakakailan na kayo sa listahan niya?
4 o 5.
4 to 5.
Oh, wait. I should be voting for more, but I really don't know the others eh. Pero yung listahan, I just want to vote. Will you ask me who I'm going to vote for?
Pwede naman. Pero clarify ko lang, this is not my endorsement. This is her choices.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. If there's one person na pwede bang parang ibalato nyo sa akin for all my teaching in the university, all my service to the country, magbalato naman kayo sa akin. Please, vote for Heidi Mendoza. Why? Why am I so anxious that Heidi will be elected? Because Heidi brings with her the expertise to make a very significant difference in how corruption is going to be viewed in our country. She knows what's happening. And alam nyo, she's number 29 in the polls. And yet, people are afraid of her because there are mga black propaganda against her. Can you imagine somebody is making black propaganda against Heidi Mendoza?
So they're afraid.
Oh, they're saying that Heidi Mendoza got to the United Nations because, ayan ang binigay sa kanya ni President Aquino. Pinoy. Jesus, that is so false.
Why do you think yung electoral system po natin masyadong prohibitive or unsavory sa ganyang mga klaseng kandidato?
Why do you think all these people may kurakot so that they can pay whatever their way to get reelected and reelected? In other words, they're using the people's money. Kasi people's money yan, yung kinukuha nila, yung ninanakaw nila. They're using the people's money for their own objectives rather than using the people's money to serve the people. Ayan yung so that's the corrupt.
Kaso, unfortunately, ang reality po sa Philippine election campaigns, yung mga ganyan topics, unsexy sa maraming botante. And they cannot necessarily make the connection.
Ayan nga ang pinaka-importante. Alam nyo, yung corruption na yan, ayan ang kung wala kayo, kung dinadala nyo yung mga anak nyo sa ospital at walang medisina o walang serbisyo, that's because of corruption. Yung mga transport accidents natin, yung mga
Bollard.
the ships overturning or drowning, and people drowning in the sea, that can be connected to corruption. Bakit pinapalabas yung ships?
Tsaka yung recently, yung Bollard na substandard, di ba sa NAIA, bumagsak when it was supposed to stop the vehicle, di ba?
Can you imagine? Mga children die, 11 people died sa bus.
Yeah.
That's corruption. Because everybody, binasa ko sa newspaper, the drivers should not drive 8 hours, they should drive only 4 hours. That's not what's happening. The drivers are driving 48 hours. Mm-hmm. That's why talagang, they fall asleep. And that's allowed. Mm-hmm. Because who owns the big buses?
Yeah. So may failure in sa regulation, definitely.
Yes. And sinong may-ari ng mga bus?
Yeah.
Mga politicians, mga police generals or whatever. I'm sorry. Sabi ko, matamaan, wag magalit, please. But that's it. And all these senseless deaths. And the people do not connect it with corruption.
Okay.
The United Nations, the World Bank, all their studies say if there was less corruption, there would be more government services, there would be more government efficiency. Ano pa ang gusto nyo? Ano pang ebidensya ang gusto nyo? But hindi dumadating sa tao eh.
So,
because everybody thinks, halimbawa, for example, you say, kasi everybody, when I talk to my students, I say it like it is. The Philippines is so below, compared to our neighbors. And yet you see in the newspapers, the Philippines is number 5 in competitiveness in Southeast Asia. Wow, ganda nun, ano ha?
Number 5.
Sinong number 5? Below Thailand, below Indonesia, below Vietnam. Sinong gusto niyong ikumpara natin ang Pilipinas sa Cambodia or Laos, Myanmar, etc. But that's how it is. Of course, the government wants to put the best face. So they don't say that number 5 means we are the lowest among our peers.
Binababaan natin standards natin to make us feel better.
And yes, but also I blame also our newspapers or our reporters.
Because of the context.
Yes. In other words, they should say, hey, we're the lowest. I mean, compared to Vietnam and to Indonesia and to Malaysia. And, our infrastructure, everybody said, wow, our infrastructure, ang ganda ng expenditures natin. And yung pala, we are the lowest ranking country with respect to infrastructure
spending in the region.
In other words, there's so much corruption going on. Our food costs get higher because transportation costs are higher. And we don't know, and we don't see that. Na kaya ang mahal-mahal ng ang pagkain natin, that among other things, the cost of bringing our food from where we are, kasi Manila does not have any farms, no? From the provinces is unusually higher because of the fact that there is corruption when we build our roads, etc., etc. We find out that in 6 months they are unpassable already.
Ma'am Winnie, anong tingin niyo po rito sa perspective ng ibang mga kababayan natin na tanggap nila may corruption and very cynical na nga, lahat naman niya magnanakaw. So titingnan nila yung mga kandidato, isipin nila, eto may magagawa naman kahit konti. So binababa nila yung standards.
Anong konti? For example, tell me, what has, no offense meant Senator Lapid, ha? But what has Senator Lapid contributed?
Senador ba siya ngayon? Ay.
Dito Lapid.
I'm just joking. Ang tahimik kasi. Pero lagi na-elect.
What has Senator Lapid, and yet he's, I think, number 4 or number 5. What has he done, what has he done? I haven't seen anything. He's handsome.
Debatable yan.
All right, debatable.
Debatable yan.
All right. 12 years has been with us, 12 years or 18 years, I don't know.
Yeah.
Two terms, no? How much money has the Filipino people paid him? Not only his salary, but all his, all the perks
Yeah.
that are part of it. Sino pa dyan? Oh, si Senator Revilla. What has he done? And yet I see his billboards all over the place na, wow, he's for the poor.
Action sa tunay
What has
na
he
buhay mo.
done for the poor? I don't know. So why do we vote for these people? Or, I don't know, people will kill me. But, there are senators there who they have been proven to be liars. Talagang nagsisinungaling sila. Caught in the act of lying. And yet, number 1, number 2, or whatever it is. Bakit naman ganyan ang ginagawa natin? Bakit natin binoboto itong mga taong ito? Siguro naman, after 50 years of experience, madadala naman tayo sana, hindi ba?
Why do
Kawawa naman ang Pilipinas.
you think parang hindi tayo natututo? Kasi hindi naman bago tong ganitong crop of candidates.
I'm telling you, because the people do not connect what is happening in the Senate, in the public offices, to their lives. All they think about during the elections is how much money is going to be given to them for voting for this person. And then they say, at least ito naman makukuha natin. Hindi pwedeng ganyan ang measurement eh. Ito makukuha natin 1,000 pesos o gawin na lang natin 2,000 or even 5,000 pesos per vote. I don't know if anybody has ever done that. All right, let's assume that you get 5,000 votes. Do you know what is lost? Your ability to get jobs, your ability to educate your children, your ability to grow so that there will be more to be distributed among all of us. I've computed it. It comes out about mga $5,000. $5,000 ang ibig sabihin na we lose about 250,000 pesos per person on the average.
For every
as a result of the corruption of the country.
wow.
Because siguro naman suyang-suya na kayo sa ganitong the Philippines. In 1960, ang ating per capita income was about $1,300. Alam niyo, ang per capita income ng Thailand was only $700. And Indonesia was about $400. That was in 1960. Ngayon, Thailand's per capita income is about $6,000, no, $4,000 more than ours. Diyos ko. So that means we have lost $4,000 per year. Kaya sinasabi ko, $4,000 to $5,000 per year ang nawawala sa atin. Think of that. But it's hard to say, how naman can 5,000, 250,000 pesos? Well, they don't see that. But that's what it is. I mean, that's the evidence. And that is lost in terms of you're not being able to get the proper textbooks for your children, or the textbooks are bad, or they're expensive. You don't get their best medicine because the Department of Health is trying to save money. I don't know what it is. But all those little things, your children dying, or getting sick and they have no medicine, that's due to corruption. If you show the linkage, you will find out at the end, somebody was making money. Tignan nyo lang yung Pharmally. Remember? Tignan nyo lang yung ating bakuna sa COVID. Natatandaan nyo na, nakalimutan nyo na ba? I had 2 vaccinations of COVID, the Chinese COVID. And the doctor told me I had to get vaccinated again. Do you realize that? That's government expenditures.
Tsaka
Somebody got money on that.
Tsaka yung PPE.
Oh, God.
You seem so frustrated, understandably, no? And you seem resigned to the idea na it will be more of the same sa Monday.
Yeah.
Pero what kind of hope are you still clinging?
I'm saying nga you know, so all these people are elected. But if I can get 1 foot in the door,
Isa lang.
I am realistic.
Yeah.
If I can just get 1 foot in the door and let somebody go there who is not going to be afraid to tell the truth, that will be something already for us. And we can go from there. We can go from there. You know, I do not mean to say that all the rest are bad. I'm just saying that I'm so anxious that at least we step forward, even 1 inch forward. And you never can tell. It might be the thin end, you know, yung thin edge of the wedge yung ipapasok mo, and then immediately it will open up. That's my hope.
But so far, how would you describe the current crop of senators that we have?
You mean to say the senatorial candidates?
No. The sitting senators.
Well, you know, the sitting senators, as I recall, did not allow Laila de Lima to participate in the senatorial discussions from her.
Detention facility.
There was no problem because Zoom, you know, it was COVID. Everybody was participating through COVID. I mean, there were people who voted for her.
Yeah.
But the point is that this Senate said that she could not participate.
And clear,
No.
And clearly,
But that is,
yeah.
so you're telling me what do I think? That's what I think.
And many of yung mga ibang tumatakbo ngayon, they were enablers ni Duterte. That's clear.
All of them.
Pero in terms of
And, you know,
in terms of the quality of the Senate now,
the quality of the only one that is really good there, who will fight even if she's alone, is Risa Ontiveros. She's the only one. Coco Pimentel has shown some backbone. I cannot think of any other. Can you?
wala rin eh.
Who?
Kasi
Pia Cayetano?
ang reality kasi sila,
What's her name?
separate Malacanang yan eh. 'Di ba?
Ganun.
Separate kingdom sila eh. And they're only loyal to their interest.
Ang problema ng Pilipinas, mga anak, I can call you anak because I'm so old. Ang problema ng Pilipinas, anak, is that all these politicians who claim that they are serving the people, you know, poor, all that sort of stuff, are actually there doing the best for themselves. Nakikita naman natin sa mga binibigay nila sa sarili nila, mga allowances, mga 250,000 pesos a month yata yung sweldo ng kongresista. But they get God, 10, 15 million, even more sa kanilang pork barrel, sa kanilang mga allowances, etc. Ayan, nakaw yan sa atin Kasi pera natin yan. Hindi ba? And yet, you know, they steal it and then they They give it to the people who come to them, and then parang kanilang pera yon. The people, you people, you should know that that what is being given to you is from you or from the people of the Philippines. Di ba, mga, thank you, Congressman so-and-so for this bridge or for this road, etc. Anong thank you? That's our money.
Totoo yun.
You know,
Utang na loob natin na nagtrabaho.
utang na loob pa natin. Hindi ba? God,
Parang nasa sa klase. Maraming salamat, Prof. Winnie, pumasok kayo.
oh God. Well, that's how it goes.
Bilang panghuli, Ma'am Winnie.
Oh, by the way,
sige.
there's another one that meron akong nakita na talagang he's good. Kaya lang wala siya sa listahan. Ang pangalan niya Danilo Ramos, running for the Senate. Alam nyo, he is a farmer. Yung his grade level, elementary school grade level lang. Pero nung kinausap ko siya, doon sa, there was a television, what you call, I was so impressed with him. So if you want to vote, please don't waste your time on the top 12. Vote for Heidi Mendoza. People like Danilo Ramos. People like Franz Castro. These people you see have been doing their job in Congress or wherever they are as farmers, etc. And they have a vision for what should happen in the Philippines. Let's try to help them. But the reason I don't mention them is because I know you'll only think of one name. And if there's only one name, please, I hate to say, but it will be good for you. It will be good for the country. It will be bad for the people who are corrupt. What more do you want?
Okay. Prof. Winnie, maraming salamat po.
Tay muna, hindi mo pa wait. Not yet.
Sorry.
Sino bang iboboto mo?
Ako?
Oo.
May isa akong sigurado, pero kasi hindi ako pwede mag-endorse Ang in-endorse ko, values. Tsaka dun sa mga nanonood ng programa.
O sige, alisin nyo ng pangalan ng Heidi Mendoza. Sabi mo yung mga values. Sino ba yung hindi corrupt? Makikita si Heidi Mendoza.
They can deduce.
Okay.
Kasi pag sinabi ko, wag bumoto sa magnanakaw, edi obvious naman kung sino iboboto nila kung hindi magnanakaw.
Bas, oo nga naman. Wag dinastiya, mga anak.
Wag yung bugok.
Wag stores.
Na rin.
Ano?
Wag yung bugok.
What's bugok?
Yung itlog na hindi
Well, don't. There are so many studies that have been made, empirical studies showing the disconnect between dynasties and development. Please, please, please.
She's pleading.
Yeah. Balato. Di ba? Anit lang. Balato.
Okay. Sige. Maraming salamat. Thank you. Huwag muna kayo na tayo.
I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. Iba talaga.
Balato!
Iba pag kami mag-uusap ni Prof. Winnie. Pero maraming salamat po. Dito po nagtatapos yung ating Facts First Convo.
Balato.
Salamat.